Hey, thanks for being back. My name is Fabian, and this is George Serra. George Serra is a music composer. I met him a few days ago, and I listened to some of his stuff. I listened to one of his soundtracks, a song called Bright that I heard, and I was listening to it on my way to work one day, and I was like, wow, this is an amazing song. It was like my soundtrack on my way to work. So I was asking George if he can come through, and so I could ask him a few questions. That way you can get to know him also. So George Serra.
Yes.
Where are you from? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I was born in Seoul, South Korea,
Mhm.
and we moved to the U.S. When I was 5 years old. So I've been living in Los Angeles since I was 6.
Wow.
Yeah, so I feel like LA's home.
When did you start composing music?
I think my first piece was I was 8. It was a cappella. And then, because I couldn't play an instrument yet, but I wanted to write music. So when I was 10 years old, I started taking piano lessons. And instead of practicing my scales, I was writing songs. And at first, my piano instructor was a little frustrated. But then he heard some of it and said, you know what? There's something interesting going on. So we're going to let you practice writing as opposed to, he won't dictate so much about practicing my scales. So I guess by the time I was 14, I started performing all original music with a band I had in high school.
Nice.
So,
You had a band in high school?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we were playing,
Yeah.
slumber parties, backyard parties mostly. But to be quite honest, we weren't very good musicians, so we couldn't actually play other people's songs, so we had to write our own.
Oh, there you go. Though.
Yeah.
You weren't covering, but you were writing them. But
Because we're like,
stuff.
that was pretty hard. Let's just go 2 chords back and forth and write some words. And,
That's sick. That's
we
cool.
just played it really fast, so it sounded like a punk band.
That's awesome.
So
man.
it was like a sham, but we fooled people. So.
No, a rock band though, like playing at parties and at barbecues, backyards, and all that good stuff. Oh man,
Yeah.
We wanted to do that when I was a kid, but we never got a chance to ever like pick up the guitar. So that's awesome, man. So right now, are you working on something specifically right now as we speak?
Yeah. Well, I just finished 3 films, and so they're all in post-production. I think one just got a distribution deal. It's called Snowbound. They took it to the Cannes Film Festival last May, and so that's a horror thriller. There's another movie called, the working title is called His Name is John. That's all folk and Americana.
Oh, nice.
And I put a band together for that for the score, and actually we're all going to play live now, so we've been doing shows around town. So to answer your question, I'm always working on stuff. I'm also producing this guy, Louis Kim, producing his work. It's really cool stuff, very much like, I guess, I don't know, as maybe a reference point, I would just say some of the Tom York solo recordings. It's kind of in that vibe genre.
I hear you.
That's a pretty high standard I'm putting there.
Of course,
but
that's
I'm just
that's
saying
so
that
cool,
just as a
though.
reference.
I need to check this out.
I'm not. Anyway, I'm not trying to.
No, of course not. But that's great, man. I need to check all this stuff out. I haven't listened to much of this stuff yet.
Please,
I'm excited, and that's why I wanted to share. What is this exactly? It's a
record. It's
cover.
12-inch vinyl. People still make vinyls, and people still buy vinyl.
Yeah.
It's a 3-song EP that came out, and it's also available on iTunes. You could download it on all the sites. It's 3 songs. It's instrumental electronic music.
Okay.
I would say kind of more on the chill, minimal side of things. It's not something I do a lot, but I accumulated these pieces over the years, and it's a label up in Seattle called Flatfield Records that have released some of my music. And
Flatfield Records. Flatfield Records.
Yeah, they put it out. So it's it's kind of like for like that summer afternoon chill when you're by the pool.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Kind of stuff like that. It's very musical. It's electronic, but it's I programmed all the riffs and programmed all the rhythms, so it's
beautiful.
It's kind of a musician's electronic record.
No, that sounds I'm gonna check that out for sure. Now that sounds nice. The summer, chill, that whole something to play around
exactly.
by the pool. So you're also on Facebook.com/George Serra. That's Sarah with the H at the end. Music. That's Facebook.com/George Serra Music, and also on Instagram is the same exact name. It's George Serra Music.
Yes.
So I appreciate you coming, man.
Absolutely.
And, I have a few questions that I wanted to ask you that are kind of fun.
Please do. Oh, yeah, I'm about fun.
Okay, so if you had to pick and call one person right now to help you fight the zombie apocalypse, right now, who would you call that you know? Someone that you know. Someone that you know.
Let's see. It would probably be someone I dislike, and then have them run up to the front.
You
know what I mean? I'd be like, like, yeah, kind of like, I just, like, I need you to go there.
Because that always ends bad, right?
It ends bad. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to send my mother, you know what I mean? But it's like that former band member who's been slandering me. I'll be like, yeah, why don't you go up there and, and
take care of those guys.
And
I'll be right behind you. I'll help you. I'll shoot these guys.
Yeah, and right. So, because I know it's not going to end well. We're not going to win. So if that
I hear you. Yeah.
I mean, we might, but
that's funny. I haven't heard that one yet.
Sorry. And I didn't mention the person's name though. So.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, never. Yeah,
I know who she is.
Oh. Other question I have for you:
Absolutely.
If you had $1 billion and you had 5 minutes to spend it, what would you do right now? $1 billion. 5 minutes.
I would. Okay, to be all serious, I guess because I've been, following the stuff that's been happening, just north of LA, in Montecito, the whole fire and the whole flood thing. So I would donate it to those people.
That's
you
awesome.
know what I mean? Like
awesome.
all those people who lost homes and stuff.
You can make
it's
a phone
like,
call.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's like
donate it.
Right,
yeah.
and maybe at some point, in a year from now, I'll be like, hey. Do you mind if I crash there for the night? You know what I mean?
Of course.
They can say no, but
no,
but sure, I would give it to them because it's like if to spend, I have to spend. I can't keep it. I have to spend it. Like it's those people.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's other people I know that need it around the world, but because it's so close to home, like I feel like, and I've been up in that area, like that's where I would give it. Yeah.
I hear you. That's nice of you, man. And last question: What do you do when you're not working for fun? What are you doing this weekend, for example?
I am working.
Unless you're
working. I have rehearsal. We have a new guitarist.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to do
that's
shows.
Fun right there.
And,
yeah, you're gonna have fun.
Stuff like that. Yeah, I'm pretty much doing mostly work. If not that, I try to squeeze in a movie. There's a movie theater up the street, and on weekends tickets are still like $9.50 for new releases. So it's like half the price of what you would pay at the ArcLight. So I would go up and I maybe see one of the new movies or something.
Check out the movies.
Because I could squeeze that in, But yeah, I'm kind of working and but if I do try to go on a hike or something like that where I could do something quickly.
Hikes.
So
hikes.
There's so many hikes, places. So like being in nature, kind of getting away with it. And the benefit to that is like most of the times you can't get reception, so you can't stare at your phone.
There you go.
Yeah,
everyone's on their phones.
Yeah, exactly. Except when you're out there.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me interview you. Thank you for letting me interview you. I appreciate your time. And again, George Serra is on George Serra Music, Facebook and Instagram. It's George Serra Music. Thanks, man.